Alrighty folks, today we're going to install a wind deflector for the GX460. It's going to go right on top right there where my roof basket goes. I've been getting a lot of wind noise, and I'm trying to find a wind deflector that's going to help me out on that. So I did buy a wide wind deflector. You're going to get a bunch of wind deflectors that are about 38 inches on eBay and Amazon. You don't want to buy the 38-inch one. You're going to want to buy the one wide one that's 43 inches. I already did the homework for you guys. You want the 43-inch one because the 43-inch one is going to be wide enough to deflect your roof basket or your cross rails, and it's also going to fit within your cross beam, so it's perfect. It's not going to look way too small for you guys. So what I did was I bought this cheap piece of shit for $20 on Amazon. I'll send you the link. It's only 20 bucks. It does its job. The only reason why a lot of people get bad reviews is because it does come with really cheap made in China tape. I already took the tape off. It's double-sided tape that goes across the whole entire boundary of this. I went out and I bought the real thing. I bought 3M super strength molding tape. This is double-sided 3M super strength tape that I am going to tape around the periphery right here where it's going to come in contact with the roof of my car. Okay, make sure you get the 43-inch one. And I also got to let you guys know that when I purchased this, it had a really big contour. It's really curved, so it's not going to fit the contour of your car. You're going to want to get like a heavy laptop or something and lay it on top of here for like a week. It kind of pushes it down, and it makes it more flimsy. Later on, after a week, you take it back out, it's a lot lower, and it's going to stick onto your car instead of giving this big ass hump right here where it's not going to let your double-sided tape stick onto your roof. So I think that's where a lot of people went wrong. They used the cheap made in China double-sided tape, and they bought the wrong contour sun deflector, okay, wind deflector. So let's get this on the road. Got my double-sided tape. You're going to need a roll of paper towel. You are going to need a 12-inch scale. 12-inch scale. I don't recommend you use a tape measure. It's really difficult to use. You want something that's flat, long, and flimsy to go with the contour of the roof of your car. You are going to need some masking tape, but you need masking tape that is not clear because you need to be able to write on this. You need a Sharpie, you need alcohol, and that's about it. Okay, the rest is pretty much labor. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I already did most of the work. I took off the cheap I took off the cheap double-sided tape that came with this. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and take paper towel and alcohol. I got, what is this? 91% alcohol. Don't even be sniffing this. Make me pass out. You take some of this. You want to clean the periphery of where you're going to stick the tape along the edges right here. Right? After you clean that off, you want to dry it up. Not that it's not going to dry by itself. This stuff is pretty strong. It's already drying up by itself already. Wipe it dry. After you wipe it dry, you're going to want to get your three-sided tape. I'm going to show you in a minute how I applied the three-sided tape, but I'm just going to go from one end and go around all the way to the end, to the other end, and just keep going and just wrap this. Oh man, this is really good tape. It's just sticking pretty strong here. Just go along with the contour just like this. It's pretty flexible and it's going with the contour. If you guys can't see this, see right there, I'm just going along the contour of the whole thing. Okay, just keep going until you reach to the other side. This is 3M tape. You can't go wrong with 3M tape, guys. This stuff is pretty expensive, but then again, you don't want your wind deflector to be flying off on the freeway at 5 miles an hour. I've been reading a lot of these reviews, and a lot of these people are just like, they're just buying the cheapest shit, and which is okay. This is not a mechanical part where, you know, if it fails, your whole engine blows up. It's not one of those. This is just an aftermarket accessory. It's okay to go cheap on this. So if you buy something cheap, you might as well have some really expensive tape to hold it down while it's on your car. What size roll did I purchase? I actually bought the 5-foot roll. If you look right here, yep, it's the 5-foot roll. They do come in 10 feet, not necessarily unless you want to use the leftovers for other stuff, or you think you got 3 thumbs and you're gonna mess up on your installation. Go ahead and get the 10-foot roll, but I'm pretty confident I can do this on one try. So right here, I'm almost done. Just wrapping it around to the other corner, and done. Okay. After you're done, you're going to want to just cut off the ends. This is what it's going to look like. All the way to the other end. I can't cut this off with my fingers, guys. I'm going to have to use some kind of knife or tape. Hang on real quick. All right, after you guys are done with the wind deflector taping, you're going to go up onto your car on both sides. You're going to measure from the edge of your window right here at the top of your windshield and go 12 inches up. The reason why I told you to use a 12-inch scale and not a tape measure is because the 12-inch scale is so flimsy, it wraps against the contour and you could get a better measurement. So I did the edge and I went all the way up along the side right here and I hit the 12-inch mark. When I hit the 12-inch mark, I marked it right there. And when I hit the 12-inch mark, I took from the inside and I went out 2.5 inches. When I went out 2.5 inches, it meets my 12-inch mark right here, and I created a corner. This corner is where my wind deflector edge is going to sit. This is how I'm going to locate this thing, especially if I'm going to do it all by myself. And it's going to go like this. It's going to go right there. Okay? It's going to go right there. So if I look to the other side, I'm going to want to take the other edge and put it right on the edge also. Right there. Okay? So right there. And if you look at the contour, you see that little gap right there? Trust me, that gap was a lot bigger. I laid a laptop on top of this thing and let this thing sag over a week, and now you can barely see a gap underneath there, and that's going to help because it's going to help the double-sided tape stay on to the roof of your car, okay, without this thing trying to flimsy off of here. Now let's go to the other side and let me show you the other edge. This is what the other edge is going to look like. So I did the exact same thing. So if you look at this side, I also did 12 inches up and 2.5 inches over. Okay, use wide tape so you can write all over the place, and don't worry if you got like a lot of gap here and there, because once you stick this down, this is going to flare out a little bit more. Okay, so all you need to do is at least be in the ballpark of where you want it to be. So if you look in the back right here, you're already going to see that I already did all the homework for you guys. It's not too far up, it's not too far back, it's just perfect. And look at where it is, where my roof basket is. Beautiful. See, right at the edge of my cross rails right here. Bam. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take this off. I'm going to do all the prep work, because a lot of the quality of how this thing is going to stay onto your car is all in the prep work. Like, part of the prep work was the really expensive 3M tape, and the other prep work is using alcohol to clean the surface of your roof on where it's going to make contact. So that's what I'm going to be doing right about now. Alright guys, I already cleaned my whole entire roof where it's going to make contact with my wind deflectors with 91% isopropyl alcohol. There's all the napkins that I use. I dried it up also. My next step is pretty much letting that dry. It's going to dry pretty quick, and right now I'm going to prepare my 3M tape for the sticking onto the roof surface. Remember, I don't want to make mistakes. For me to have this thing where I want it to be, I'm going to have some sticking points for the whole thing to hold on to. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off a little piece right here, and I'm going to peel the tape right at the corners. Remember the corners right here? This is the sticky part right here. Okay, I'm going to take off the corners right here. I took a box cutter and I made a slice right there, and I'm just going to take this part off. And the reason being is because when I put this on top of the roof of my car, right here, when I put it on the top of the roof of my car, I'm going to have to do a lot of adjustments, just me by myself. So I'm going to want to stick it right here, just slightly, and then I'm going to want to run to the other side and move it and stick it exactly where I want. Once I get it where I want, I'm going to go back and forth a few times, and then I'm going to press down on the corners exactly where I want it. That ensures that the wind deflector is going to stay put when I do the rest of the sticky part. Okay, so let's go ahead. I already showed you how to pretty much take the corners off right there. It's really sticky right now. Don't touch it. Okay, you got oils on your fingers you don't want to touch. The next thing I did was I took a box cutter and I sliced it there and right there. I would say it's about maybe 10 inches in the middle. The reason why I cut it in the middle is because I know the middle is not going to make contact with the car, so it's okay. It's going to lift up, so I'm okay. I want to take off as much as I can because less work for me, right? So here I go. I'm going to take this part off, right? So when I put this on top of my car, this center portion is not going to touch the roof, all right? Only the parts that are going to touch the roof are these corner edges right here. So I'm going to leave these on. But for me to be able to peel off the rest, I'm going to need to open these flaps and just keep it accessible later on. Just put it out in the front right there, just like that. And the reason why I want to do that is because when I stick the corners on and then I push down on the center to make it stick, I'm going to want to hurry up and remove the rest of the tape so all the tape can be helping each other hold down the wind deflector. See right there? I'm going to keep this forward so I have access to it so I can peel it later. Just like that. There you go. Right? It's going to look just like that. Peel it forward and take off the corners. Okay? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take this wind deflector and take it to the car. Can't believe I'm doing this all by myself with no help, but so be it. Here you go. It's going to go on the car just like this, like I said. It's going to go to the other side just like that. Remember how I told you that the middle is not going to hold? I'm just going to want to stick it where I think it's going to go, like right there, right? And on the other side, I'm going to want to run to the other side and do the exact same thing. Okay? I'm going to have to go back and forth several times until I get this right. That side, see how the center is lifted up? I'm going to want to take this center flap right here and make sure it is accessible so I can peel it later. The corners are down. I'm going to go one more time to the other side just to do a sanity check. And it looks good. Okay, so guys, once it looks good, once you think you got everything down, both sides, what you want to do is you want to take your thumb and you want to press it down. There you go, just press it down. Press it down really hard. Now this side's not going to go anywhere, trust me, it's not going to go anywhere. What you want to do with the other side, same thing. Go to the other side, right here, take your thumbs, press it down. It's not going to go anywhere. Okay? So the next part is a little tricky. The next part, you know how the tape right here is already removed? All you have to do is just push this down, and while you're pushing it down with one hand, take your other hand and start removing this tape, and then just take your fingers and just keep pushing while you're removing that little film. Once you get all the way to this end, hurry up and go to the other end and do the exact same thing. I'm going to go ahead and do it right now. Let me see. Okay, once I got both corners down, I'm going to want to take the middle and stick it. There you go. Just stick it and peel this as I go. Just peel it as I go until the rest sticks down. Just like that. Bingo. Use a lot of force to push it down. Once you guys got this side down, you want to run to the other side as quick as you can go. Once you run to the other side, push down on this side, take your other finger and start peeling away. Right here. It's sticking actually pretty good. Just keep going until the rest of this protective cover tape is coming off. Once you got it all out, bingo. This thing ain't flying anywhere. You just want to make sure by keep pushing it down and maybe come back in half an hour and recheck it and keep pushing it down. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, guys. This 3M tape is really good. Look how it's holding. Okay, the final step is just remove all your masking tape. Right. I'm actually happy how it turned out. Let me show you what it looks like on the inside in a minute. Here, let me remove the masking tape. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. Right there. Just like that. From inside the car, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to deflect a lot of wind noise, that's for sure. That's its whole purpose. Let's look at it from the side. Let's go ahead and look at it from the front. Look at the contour. Look how the contour is just wrapping along the roof of the car. Look how perfectly centered it is. All right, it's all in the prep work, guys. If you guys take your time to do the prep work and use really good materials, regardless of this made in China piece of crap wind deflector, you'll be okay. This thing won't be flying off your roof anytime soon. All right, hope you enjoyed this video, guys.